A lot going on tonight. We've got both UAlbany and Siena on the road tonight in college basketball. We got the Knicks and the Miami Heat, just a little bit popular item there tonight. And we've got a little Shaker and Shenendahoa on Time Warner tonight with the hockey, or Saratoga rather. Saratoga and Shen in the championship game tonight. In fact, my colleague Andrew Catalan and Dan Frigid are doing that game tonight on TW3, so we got plenty to talk about.
Yeah, and started off with Jeremy Lin and Lin Sanity, and they got LeBron James and the Heat tonight down in South Beach. And just listening to what people are saying, the Knicks obviously are a better team right now than they've been all year, and probably since the mid to early 90s. But we'll see. This is probably one of the best teams in the NBA right now, the Miami Heat. Could be a potential playoff matchup if the Knicks keep playing well.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how they do. I mean, Lin has been terrific, and he's kind of revitalized that whole franchise. But tonight, I mean, you think LeBron's kind of sick and tired of hearing about Linsanity, and I think he wants to put on a bit of a show tonight. I'm anxious to see how the Knicks play defense against, I think Miami's clearly the best team in the NBA. They are playing phenomenal. So I think this is going to be, I think potentially this could be a blowout tonight. I think Miami could really roll tonight.
Yeah, well, I for those of you who have seen our show before, you know that we, during football season, pick games based on the spread. So I had to go on and just check, and they had the game at 9.5. So
I'll take Miami.
Yeah, well,
you'll take the Knicks?
I'll take the Knicks.
All right.
What's the score right now?
I hope you're right.
It looks like the Knicks are winning, so 4-2, but they're winning.
A little bit early on. What else you got in your sheet tonight, John?
Right.
You got the college basketball.
Yeah, Syracuse last night. Kind of a weird game. They were dominating, and then they started off slow. Then they were dominating. I think they went on like a 24-0 run at one point in the first half, and then it got close again in the second half. It was
a weird game. They got down Syracuse. I'm sure we have some Syracuse fans in the house tonight. Down by 13 points at the beginning of that game. Then a 17-0 run to end the first half. Then they extended into the second half. It turns out to be a 26-0 run. And you think they're going to blow out South Florida, and then give South Florida credit. They come back and make a game of it down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, South Florida, you say South Florida, and in college basketball, it doesn't really hold much weight, but they're actually having one of their best seasons in the Big East this year.
Yeah, they're like 17-11 overall and 10-5 in the Big East.
Yeah. That's a team that looks like, well, see, if they go on a little run in the Big East, you never know.
The team that is on a bit of a run, well, Syracuse, obviously, #2 ranked team in the country, and now 18-0 at home. How about Notre Dame? The way the Irish are playing right now in college basketball, that is a team that got off to a horrible start that's playing great right now.
Well, nothing bigger of a confidence booster than to knock off Syracuse at home a number of weeks ago. And you're right, ever since that game, it seems like they've been rolling.
They've been rolling. How about our locals? You follow the Siena program?
I follow the Siena pretty tightly, and I know you follow Albany pretty tightly.
I do, doing the play-by-play for UA, but they both have UAlbany on the road tonight at Binghamton, and thankfully Vermont lost to Binghamton. Otherwise, that would have been a really tough spot for UAlbany to be in tonight. And that's it for them. They wrap up their regular season after tonight. They go to the conference tournament next weekend. And for Siena, just 2 games left tonight at Marist, home to Canisius.
Yeah, right now Siena's sitting in the 6th hole in the MAC, so they're avoiding that first-round game that no one ever wants to play in. But they're tied with Niagara, who's right behind them with the same record, 7-9 in the MAC. So they really need to win these 2 games. And I was talking before, Siena has a chance of actually moving up to the 5th seed if things break right. They have a team ahead of them, but they got, as a rider, they have a couple of tough games against Fairfield and against Loyola left on their schedule. So conceivably, they could be walking into the MAC tournament as a 5.
Yeah, Mitch has done a good job. If they could win the last 2 games, they'd finish 500 in the MAC, and I think all Siena fans would certainly take that in a heartbeat, all things considered this year. And for UAlbany, they're injured at the wrong time. Logan Aaronholt's knee, chronic knee injury. He's going to try to play tonight. They gave him a shot, injection. Luke Devlin is out tonight. He's got a bad back. Well, actually, he's got a bad knee, too. He dislocated his knee. Ralph Watts is out tonight with a hamstring. They did get Gerardo Suero back. He was out with shingles.
Shingles, yeah.
So they've had a mess of a time, but they did beat Ryder on Saturday in a non-conference game in the brackets buster, so that was pretty good. And they'll finish as a fourth. They'll be a 4 seed going to the American East tournament next week, and we'll see what happens. The problem is they haven't beaten any of the teams above them, and we'll see if they can in the tournament.
Yeah, and that's kind of a little bit of the opposite of Siena. Siena's pretty much beat everybody above them aside from Loyola.
At home.
At home.
Yeah.
You know, they're, for the first year, this year, the tournament moves to Springfield. So, you know, we'll see how many people turn out. But, you know, Siena and Albany, really, Siena in Albany is really the closest team to Springfield. So, you know, you talk about maybe possibly kind of, you know, getting a fan base out there and feeling like a home game. They should be able to bring the biggest fan group.
Yeah, it's certainly not that far of a trip, but we wish both Albany and Siena well with the conference tournaments. I don't think this is an NCAA. I don't think either of those two teams, to be honest with you, are going to win their conference this year. I think both are going to be really good next year. Siena should be a lot better, and Albany brings everybody back. That'll be a senior team for Will Brown next year.
Yeah, you know, I mean, just thinking back a couple of weeks, week 15 of the NFL, you and I sat here, actually, mostly you sat here. I kind of disagreed with you a little bit, but we said that the Giants looked like not only do they not have a shot at the playoffs, but who knows what happens. A team that's right around 500 for the season goes on and wins the Super Bowl.
Love
so
to see it.
You can never count these guys out. And it would be nice locally to see a couple of these teams get in. But if they don't, we know Syracuse will be there.
Hey, I was thinking about you this week, partner, because I saw Terry Collins at his press conference, very optimistic and upbeat about the New York Mets and what a great season. Well, not a great season, but he said that, you know, the expectations are there, and he said they're going to be better than people think we're going to be.
Which still may be under 500.
Probably still under 500, yeah.
You know, every manager before the year starts has to sound at least optimistic. I personally don't see it. It would be a pleasant surprise if they were able to somehow stay in some kind of wild card hunt late into the season, but
I like Collins. I like his upbeat style, but I just don't think the Mets are going to be very good. Do you think Johan Santana will start the year?
I don't think so.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, although he is coming to the end of his contract, so I wonder, at this point, the Mets might just be like, you know, enough's enough. We've given this guy so much time to rehab, and honestly, we don't care if he hurts his arm again. Get out on the field and throw some innings.
So I heard a story about Jose Reyes. He's at batting practice for the Marlins, and Ozzie Guillen, did you hear that? Yells at him about, apparently he missed his first pitch in batting practice, and Guillen yells, hey, Jose, quit wasting our money, will you? You know, hit the ball, will you? That was a pretty funny line by Guillen.
I wish I was a Marlins fan because I feel like they're going to have an exciting year this year. If Reyes can stay healthy, they got those great arms in their rotation.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets are in a division that's actually really good, the NL East. That's a really good division right now.
Yeah, we don't have much going for us right now.
As far as the Yankees, you know, they're going to be good again. I think they're on paper the best team in the American League East.
I believe they just came to terms with Raul Ibanez.
They did, Raul and Eric Chavez as well, both those guys, and obviously right before Monday, Sunday, they completed the trade with the Pirates. I think A.J. Burnett could actually pitch very well in Pittsburgh with a whole lot less pressure.
Yeah,
you know?
and the Yankees are paying a majority of that contract, so, you know, from the Pirates' point of view, what do they have to lose? They're getting a guy who is a really good pitcher when he's on and when he can keep his head straight. And you've seen what he's done in a smaller market, so we'll see.
And then the big story today, the breaking story and nationally with baseball is Ryan Braun won his appeal and will now not have to serve the 50-game suspension.
Yeah, I was just looking at ESPN a little earlier before we started the show, Roger, and he is the first player, Major League Baseball player, to win an arbitration hearing when it comes to the drug test and the drug policy.
And there have been 14 other guys, and they've all appealed and all lost, and Ryan Braun won. I'd like to see what more information comes out about
I'll give you the information. As I was reading the article, according to the evidence of the case, he didn't argue that the test was invalid or that there were any kind of tampering or anything like that. What he argued was that the way the test was administered was improper, and he was right. Apparently what happened was the guy who took the sample home with him overnight because he thought that FedEx was closed the way he was supposed to ship it out. And he took the sample home and refrigerated it overnight and sent it the next day. And that was the positive test. And according to the rules of drug testing in Major League Baseball, that can't happen.
Wow, interesting. All right, there you go. We also have in the house tonight with us from the Daily Gazette, college hockey writer, and you guys have to give him a nice round of applause. Ken Schott right here, ladies and gentlemen, in the house tonight. If you guys pick up the Daily Gazette, you'll see Ken Schott right about college hockey, Union and RPI.
Any of you guys play hockey too?
No, all baseball, no hockey.
Yeah.
How about basketball? Somebody got to shoot hoops. Cool. All right, John, you want to take a little quick time out?
Sounds good.
And then we'll come back with Ken Schott for a little bit. He'll give us an update on the Union hockey team, and they got a big weekend coming up. And we'll continue to tell everyone to